Hi guys, my name is Trinity, and if you are here, you must be here to talk about books because that's why I'm here, to talk about some books. And in today's video, I have a small book haul for you guys. My husband took me out on a date and he took me to the bookstore, so I picked up some books then. While I was out and about one day, I picked up some books on my own, so we have, I believe, 12 here that I'm going to show you, but I'm super pumped for a lot of these books. Okay, so the first book is a young adult, Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. If you guys have been a part of this channel for a while, then you will know that I love Greek stuff. And I have a slight obsession with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So this gives me ACO vibes real hard. And I've heard that the writing in this book is very beautiful. And so I'm very excited to get into it. That is all I know about it because I don't need much. You associate something to Greek legends or ACO, I'm sold. And I'm very excited to get into this one. And another staple of this channel is that my dog has decided he needs to lay behind me. So hopefully we don't have to fight the dog to record the whole of this video. All right, next I picked up another Kate Quinn. If you guys don't know, I read The Alice Network very recently and loved it so much, so much. Her writing, it captivates you and takes you on this journey, and it's so easy to read. And this one is set in Rome. So I'm pumped. I am so pumped for this one. And I believe this is the start of a trilogy or a series. I'm not exactly sure which, and I'm not sure if the series follows the same person or if we are getting companion novels. So I'm excited for it, and I need some more historical fiction in my life. I love historical fiction, and I've set it aside recently to read more fantasy. But yes, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Another thing that Kate Quinn is very, very good at doing is presenting great female characters. And I've heard this said about The Rose Code. This touts that as well. And The Alice Network was two of the best female characters I've read in a while. So I'm excited for that part of this as well. This should surprise no one. I finally bought book 2 of this series, The Keepers by David Dalglish. I will be reading the first very soon, so you guys know I'm horrible at buying the second book, but now I have it. Now I have it. Next we have Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I haven't read this yet. I've read Uprooted. I started the Tamara series. I've read Deadly Education, but I haven't read this yet. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a 5-star. From what I've heard of Spinning Silver, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star. And if I remember correctly, this is Russian folklore-esque. I don't think it ties to any particular legend in Russian folklore, but it has the same vibes as Baron the Nightingale, which again, I do think is going to be another 5-star. I haven't read it yet, but that is what people tell me, and so I'm trusting you guys. I love folklore, so I'm very excited to read this one. All right, and another anticipated read. I finally have Witch Shadow. This is the 4th book in the Witchland series by Susan Dennard. This is my favorite young adult series, and I'm very, very excited to continue. However, your girl is gonna have to do a reread before I can read this one, because I forgot half of the stuff that goes on in the rest of the series. So yeah, I keep looking that way because the books themselves are down there. But yeah, definitely my favorite young adult series. And a trend that you will always see on this channel, I'm obsessed with witches. So I bought The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. You guys need to see this baby naked. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? I almost don't want to put the dust jacket back on, but I love it. So if you guys don't know, I feel like I keep saying that. If you guys don't know, I am an easy sell sometimes. Put the word witches or vampires in your title, I'm sold. I still have an obsession with vampires. I'm still excited for Empire of the Vampire by J. Kristoff. And witches, I gravitate towards it. I love witchcraft. So I don't know what to tell anybody who doesn't like witches or vampires, because I am a little obsessed. And I've heard that this has a woodsy setting, and I'm always down for a woodsy setting. I've heard that the book is very atmospheric, which is what I expect from a book about witchcraft. It's like nature, the nature of witches. So yeah, I'm very excited. My last attempt with a book about witchcraft didn't go so well. Well, I am reading a historical fiction right now that talks about witchcraft, but it's more focused on the magisters of the Salem era versus the witches. So different for me. But anyway, this is a young adult, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, so this year I read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle for my Pop Sugar Challenge, and I really loved it. So I picked up The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton, and I need more horror in my life. And I know that this is darker. I know that this has many more horror elements in it than The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. And so I'm excited. I actually have a friend on Twitter who finished this book and was instantly obsessed with the characters in the book and wouldn't stop talking about them. And so that makes me highly intrigued to pick this one up, because character work in The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle was hard to do because of the scenario we were in. So I'm very excited to see what Stuart Turton does with a more focused book. And yeah. Like I said, I've been in the mood for some thriller horror type books recently, and I've been in the mood for gothic books, to be perfectly honest. And I asked for recommendations, but I've been to the bookstore and didn't find any that people were recommending to me, and I'm like, aw. But yes, this one I'm very excited for. Okay, on that same note, this I picked up because Megan, Meg with books, is kind of obsessed with it. And so she's probably my favorite booktuber. And because I just enjoy watching her videos, like I love watching them. They're so fun. And she's obsessed with this book. This is a young adult thriller. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. And it might not be my thing, but she talks about it so much that I wanted to know. I wanted to know what the hype was about. I needed to get into it and see if I liked it. She likes mixed media. I'm not a huge fan of mixed media, but we do agree on Sadie by Courtney Summers. So I wanted to give another book of hers a go, or book recommendation of hers a go, and see if I enjoy it. Next, we have an isolated thriller called The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. And this is one, I've heard a few booktubers talk about it, and it's pretty divisive. It's kind of a love it or hate it thing, and I think that hinges on if you can figure out what's going on. That's kind of what I've got from watching multiple reviews of this book, but if things are divisive, I feel the need to know. I really feel the need to know where I land on that divisive scale. But I've also heard that this is a very plot-driven book, which most thrillers are. And even though it's plot-driven, it's like atmospheric, that the prose flows very well. You get that locked room mystery, like I said, and it feels claustrophobic. That's what I've heard. So I feel like this is going to be a book that I really, really enjoy. Like I said, I have been in the mood for gothic stories lately, and I've heard this pitched as very gothic, and it's telling. So yay, A+ bonus for me. And The Last Watch by J.S. Dews. Now I want to give away for this book and it's autographed. So I'm super, super pumped about that. I have already read this book. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a heck of a thrill ride. And I've said in my review of this book that half the time I didn't know what was going on, but half the time the crew didn't know what was going on either. And there are some unlikable characters in this. And I do wish the pacing of it would have slowed down to let us get to know the characters a little bit better, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun thrill ride of a book, and I have the next book as an arc that it's already released, The Exiled Fleet, and I haven't read it yet. But I did read this one, and I had fun with it, and I think that you guys would also have fun with it too if you like that breakneck pacing of like Golden Sun. Check this one out as well. And for another I have already read, Project Hail Mary. You guys know this is my favorite book of the year, so when I saw it at the bookstore, I picked it up, and yes, I love this book. I love it so much. So much. I can't even describe how much. But I love the bromance that we encounter in this book, and that it takes the cake for Andy Weir books. It takes the cake for sci-fi reads for me. I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy to finally have a physical copy of the book, because I had an e-arc and I had the audio as well. So now I own a physical. Alright, that is it for my book haul. I hope you guys found some more books to read or read along with me. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!